Welcome to the Marhaba Crypto Show. My name is Ahmed. I have with myself Moby Sadiq. It's been some time. How are you doing, Moby? How are the kangaroos? What's going on?
Good, man. I'm good. I could be better, though. You did tell me I put on weight when we jumped on. So I probably, in hindsight, I shouldn't have said that now because now everyone's going to look at me and critique me. Did he really put on weight? So not as much as you would think, Ahmed. But other than that, I'm doing very well. And yeah, good to see you're back in Canada too. You're back on
Yeah,
again western soil, as it were, away from Pakistan.
yeah. It was a great 2 months. Enjoyed myself. Did quite a bit. Met a few great people. Spent some time with family. I think that's what's most important. And gained weight also, and lost a lot of muscle mass. So I think, I think that's something I gotta come back and put it back on my to-do list to go back to the gym. But yeah, back in Canada.
All
So
good.
let's get this thing started. Right to the show. What's going on? So guys, as always, we're gonna do the market update. Moby has some phenomenal information. I mean, it's bull market, so you guys want to listen up with what's going on. Then there's gonna be the Marhaba update, and from there we're gonna talk about something very important for this week. We're gonna talk about how to make money with NFT. And because NFT right now is a very exciting and hot topic, we can have like this topic can have its own show. But you know what? We squeezed it in here today for you guys to enjoy. So you want to watch every single minute of today's episode. All right, Moby, the floor is yours. Take it on.
Awesome. Thank you, Ahmed. Now, it's easy to talk crypto in a bull market. It's easy to talk when we're doing really well. But let's talk about where the market's going right now. Obviously, we had a little bit of pullback over the last couple of days. But, of course, Bitcoin hit all-time high just under, $67,000 and had a little bit of a retracement, as you can sort of see on my screen here. As of recording, we're just above sort of 61,000 or so. But the thing is, we are seeing a lot of support at 60,000. So we just had this tear of a run, right? Now, the question, I guess, remains is this a top? Well, we don't really know. But to be honest, we don't think so because this time it's a little bit different. So for starters, the first Bitcoin ETF, futures ETF, and I'll make that distinction in a second, just launched just over a week or so ago. Now, what the futures ETF allows investors to do, equity investors to do, is to trade not Bitcoin per se, but Bitcoin futures on stock markets. So to keep it really simple, not to get into futures and the difference, because truth be told, it's even a bit too complicated for me. But what futures contracts allow people to do is buy and sell stocks at a future date and future price. So it's not the same thing as buying crypto on the stock market or the Nasdaq, but it's pretty close. And to be honest, that's why we saw that big run to $67,000. So it's really good. Now, of course, what is going to send if a futures ETF, right? If a futures ETF sent us to all-time high, you can imagine what an actual spot Bitcoin ETF will do, which will allow, again, traders to directly buy and sell Bitcoin on the stock market. That's where a lot of the excitement is. To be honest, do I think one's around the corner? I think it's very close, but we've been saying this probably for 3-4 months. There's 6 or 7 proposals out there that the SEC is yet to approve. So I wouldn't necessarily hold my breath, but I do think it's quite close. Now, the other reason we're not as worried is last time we hit 60,000, 67,000. Sorry, we didn't hit 67,000, but last time we hit above 60,000 there's a big difference between March and now. Last time, most people were selling, right? Most people were actually selling their crypto. And I'm showing a screen here shared by Coinmarketcap that shows the accumulation. So if this looks tricky, all you guys got to think about is when you look at the price now versus then, very similar price, but people are accumulating. They're not selling right now. The next thing I sort of want to show from the Coinmarketcap people is, just to keep it really simple, they have what they call a Bitcoin risk level, aggregated risk level. It's, if you kind of remember the fear and greed index that looks like that I've spoken about in the past, that looks at on-chain data, sentiment, it's kind of like that. But what this sort of looks at is risk, right? And just to kind of keep it simple, they're saying right now, we're good. It isn't a high risk right now. But again, these are just kind of on sort of chain metrics. This is just sort of what the market is saying. Now, at the same time, one thing I will say is you need to protect yourself. If there's one thing, and Ahmed and I have spoken about this on other episodes in the past, if there's one thing that the May 55% dip reminded us is set your stop losses, set your take profits, right? One thing that I've been doing is following Ahmed's strategy of every 20% price increase, take 15%. Another 20%, take 15%. And what I personally do is when I get into a trade for the first time, I have a 15 to 20% stop loss. So that means I'm buying day zero. I'm only willing to accept a 15 to 20% stop loss or a loss. When you think about Bitcoin, if Bitcoin dropped 20% in one day, that's a big drop. So chances are it will drop sort of further. Before I go any further, because this is a strategy that you've spoken about in the past, Ahmed, any comments on that?
Yeah, I'm happy that you're using it and you're seeing some good returns from it. And one thing that you said very important is that you put down that stop loss beforehand, and you're probably already investing it at a trough where it's already down. So you know that the market has potentially gone to its low point for that time frame, and then you're putting an extra 15%, which in essence you've already hedged for, and so you're like, okay, it's not gonna hit it. But you're protecting yourself by putting that there, because if it does go down, it's potentially going to go a lot more down. So very smart. Yeah, just continue using it and see if it works for yourself. And I mean, alter it as you go, because my personality, my understanding of crypto, my emotions with crypto are a lot different than everybody else who's watching. So use these strategies, every strategy that you learn in life, use them to get yourself accustomed to them, and then use your tools and change them up a little bit for yourself. So yeah, phenomenal to hear that.
No, absolutely. So, and it just makes sense, right? Like we went all the way to 66, 67. I took profits at 60 because, there's levels, right? We've spoken about this before, and I'm going to share my screen again in a second to talk about these levels. But we know that 60K is a big psychological level. So, investors are going to look to take their profits. Smart money is going to look to take their profits. So I took out a little bit at 60, and then I took out a little bit more at 64. And, lo and behold, we're sort of back at kind of 61. So over time, all that means is I'm either going to make profit or just accumulate my Bitcoin, or, for example, Bitcoin, at the same price, but more Bitcoin. So, that's something to think about. Now, one thing I want to go back to my screen here. Now, there's a lot happening on this screen, right? So, this is just it's a whole bunch of trend lines. And I just want to kind of explain levels a little bit, just to keep it very, very, very simple, right? So this dashed line you guys see right here, if I kind of zoom out, when in doubt, zoom out. This dashed line is the long-term trend line of Bitcoin, right? That's the long-term upward trend line. The down line, you can see the solid yellow line that's our kind of, downward trend line that we had seen since May. Now, as you can sort of see, if I zoom back in again, is these levels, right? So I've got these levels. I've got this bullish level, neutral level, bearish level. And essentially what this chart is sort of saying, and this is something, credit to Forrest Prebish from Token Metrics. This is a model that he sort of looks at, a very successful model, is right now we're in this bullish zone, right? So we're above this long-term trend line. We hit this long-term trend line here, and you see all these green candles, right? So this went upwards. Now we're currently in that 55 to 60K zone. Now what this model is sort of saying is if we hit above 66, 67, that's the bull market confirmed. That's when we sort of just skyrocket. And as you can sort of see here, it just literally bounced off that. So this is not something that was created in retrospect. This is something that was created, months ago. And these trend lines, they just almost by magic, they kind of bounce off and on these trend lines. Now, one thing I will sort of say here is you'll see that this long-term trend line, if we kind of hit below 40,000, 44,000, we hit neutral territory, and under 37,000, that's a bit of a danger zone. So what do you kind of do with this, right? Well, firstly, if you buy at 66, if you just bought yesterday and you hit 60K, that's nothing to worry about. We are still in this bullish zone. Once we break these long-term trend lines, that's when you've got to think about, okay, cool. Do I sell? Do I buy more? Do I accumulate? And the final thing you've got to think about is nothing ever just goes up or nothing ever goes down. If we break this long-term trend line going downwards, we're going to retest it. So you can potentially
Mm-hmm.
buy back in. And again, not to keep it too complicated, but essentially here, if we sort of, we have this really strong trend line at 37. Once we hit 37, we're in bearish territory. And then once we sort of hit 32, we're even definitely in a bear market. So we're looking good. We're looking strong right now. The on-chain metrics are not like they were before. A lot of institutional buyers are I guess aping in. Moving off of Bitcoin onto the queen of crypto, I guess my favorite OG, Ethereum. Ethereum 2.0 is moving closer to proof of stake. So on the 27th, let me check it, on October the 27th, a few days away from recording, the Altair update is planned to set place, which is the next step with Ethereum 2.0, moving from proof of work to proof of stake. And essentially what this will do, it will enhance client support for the beacon chain, a reward penalty calculation for validators, blah, blah, blah. Essentially, it is a one big step towards Ethereum 2.0. Now, again, we've said this in the past, buy the rumor, sell the news type of thing. Don't be surprised in the lead up to, to the 27th, we might actually have another little mini pump like we've had with Ethereum, and then possibly a little dip after that. But that's just, I guess, par for the course. Now, the next thing I sort of want to talk about is, we are going to talk specifically about NFTs soon, but just some NFT news, right? To be honest, I was worried about NFTs on Ethereum a little bit because of things like Solana, right? Ahmed, if you remember, I bought some raccoons a couple of months ago, and I spent the half my amount on fees. I bought $600 worth, and I paid $600 worth in fees. Now, if I was buying that on Solana, that would cost me 5 cents, maybe, almost nothing. So I'd be lying if I said I wasn't worried about Solana. Most of my NFTs are on Solana. It's user friendly. Millennials love it, kids love it, older people love it. It's just so easy to use, right? It's just so easy to use. Now, one thing that has kind of made me feel a little bit better is something called Immutable X. Immutable X, I believe, could come save the day for Ethereum NFTs. Now, what's Immutable X? Immutable X, it's a layer 2 solution for NFTs on Ethereum. So what that means, it's kind of like almost like a parallel bridge or a road, which allows you to leverage all the pros of Ethereum, the network effects, the money, the security, the big name Ethereum has, but not, avoid those pesky fees and just use Immutable X's chain. So you get the kind of best of both worlds. Now, Immutable X, it honestly, this could be a little bit of a game changer. Now, if some of you guys are on TikTok and you follow any NFT or crypto news, and if you are, by the way, definitely follow Ahmed Jawa. He talks about NFTs and or crypto and equities and that type of thing. So a little tip for you TikTok investors there: always do your financial research or whatnot. But if you are a TikTok fan, you might have known that TikTok is also going to be launching some creator-led NFTs, right? So they're going to do this whole thing with all their big influencers and do these NFTs. Now, what you may not know or may not have paid attention to is they're doing this on Immutable X, right? So anytime you have like the world's fastest growing social media network touching something, it does really well. We saw this with Audius when TikTok partnered up with Audius, which is like, decentralized crypto version of, SoundCloud or Spotify. Their price went to all-time high. It doubled overnight, right? So for any Immutable X fans, any Ethereum NFT fans, any Ethereum fans in general, this is really good news. This is really, really sort of bullish news. The question is, are IMX NFTs any good, right? Because they have this sort of marketplace. Well, they've been doing pretty well. There's Gods Unchained. Of course, we've got TikTok Moments, which is going to do really, really well. And I know you guys, love tips. You love to sort of see what's, up and coming. One that is definitely on my radar, the next big project on my radar, is something called IMX Punks. So I'm sharing my screen here. They're very, very similar to those punks, the normal punks, the crypto punks on Ethereum. But now usually I'm very wary of projects that look like copycats. But this one I think is really, really interesting because people missed out on the punks, right? They missed out on that big pump, and those are out of reach for everyone. This is kind of the same, but a little bit different, and there is a huge community around it. The Discord group, and I'm again sharing my screen, is 38,000 people, and this thing hasn't even launched yet. So it looks, really, really interesting for me. So it's definitely one that I'll be looking at. Definitely one that I might try to pick up on secondary. And but yeah, your thoughts on that, Ahmed? TikTok, NFTs. What do you think the impact of that is going to be in the marketplace?
Yeah, I read about that a few days ago actually, and I was like, this is very interesting and exciting. Um, it's a little bit different than your average NFT and NFT marketplace, and the way usually NFTs are. Games and their usual still pictures or small clips. Now, if they're bringing it to TikTok, I want to see how this phases out, because it's a lot different, and there's a lot of supply out there of the specific content,
Mm.
especially from TikTok. So how will that supply and demand affect the prices of each specific NFT that TikTok will launch? So yeah, I'm excited to see where it goes. I mean, if I have an opportunity to do something with it while because I'm on TikTok. I mean, you're on TikTok too, guys. Also, you gotta find us a Moby. You know what we can do? We can actually give both of our TikToks in the description, and that way, if anybody's interested in Think Log Grow Rich, Moby, what's your name again? I keep forgetting.
Well, my name is Moby Sadiq, and my TikTok is Moby Sadiq. But I mean,
There you go.
yeah, this is a crypto show. This we talk about NFTs now. Surprisingly, that's more marketing stuff. So if you're into marketing,
Yeah.
digital marketing, of course, my other life is CEO of Red Pandas Digital. Check me out there. But you're not going to get the crypto gems on TikTok from me as you will from Ahmed. But yeah, definitely we'll link those in the show notes for sure.
Yeah,
In the
so
description.
you guys don't know the dark side of Moby, of him being a Mughal in marketing in Australia. I always get a lot of my marketing tip from him. He's a smart guy. So I mean, going back to the topic, exciting stuff. I mean, I think this is going to be an introduction to multinational corporations, like TikTok and soon YouTube, then Facebook, then coming into this marketplace, and just that hype continuing, but now with some form of multinational backing it up. So I think
Mm.
some exciting stuff. Some exciting stuff.
No, absolutely, absolutely. Speaking of big multinationals, Galaxy Digital, a huge
Hmm.
investment firm in the crypto space. These institutions, they're taking notice when there's money to be made. It's not only money
Hmm.
to be made, right? Like if this was a rug pull, if this was like a bubble, they're not going to be interested, right? But if there's money to be made and there's a trajectory of growth and network adoption, these guys are, you can bet they're going to propel the space and invest in it too. So Galaxy Digital, they've just raised $325 million for a fund for NFTs and gaming as well. And I'm going to talk again. We're going to talk.
Wow.
This is just some news right now. We're going to specifically talk about NFTs and what I look at and how I sort of pick them. But gaming is huge. NFT play to earn games. As opposed to
Hmm.
buying. Like I'm a bit older now, right? So the games I used to play were like Counter Strike and whatnot. But as opposed to shelling out and paying for those games, being paid to play a game. This is the new
Hmm.
era. This is a new frontier, and this is not coming. This is already here. This is why we saw
Hmm.
Axie Infinity go from $20 to over $100. Why in third world countries, some people they would earn up to $20-$30 per day. Now that's nothing to you and I, but they make that might be double or triple what they earn on the street. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
So like
Hmm.
this space is huge, and it's only just beginning. In other investor news, or NFT news rather, Coinbase passes 2 million registrations for NFT platform. So Coinbase itself, and if you know anything about Coinbase, they have a war chest of money, of billions, unlike almost anyone else. They're launching an NFT platform. Now you might say, Moby, who cares, right? Who cares? 2 million here, 4 million here. What difference does it make to me? Well, if you think this is a bubble, this makes a difference, right? So specifically what they're sort of looking at is, when you think about Coinbase and their network effect, there's no surprise what this is going to do. So just to kind of give you like just the impact this will have. When you look at OpenSea, the world's biggest NFT marketplace, who in quarter 3, they hit another record in terms of sales. They only have
Hmm.
300,000 users, right? And they offer over 34 million NFTs. Coinbase has
Hmm.
over 2 million people signed up already, and this thing hasn't launched. If you don't think that number is going to double or triple when it goes live, you're crazy. So the fact that we have things like Twitter, we're not going to talk about this today, this is old news, but Twitter integrating with NFTs. So you can see a verified icon of Ethereum or Solana because that's your NFT, that's your evidence, that's your flex. Big money is
Hmm.
investing in NFTs. Things like this are sort of happening. This space is not a bubble. It's only going to get started. The trick, of course, is going to be, sifting through the crap and the good, which again we'll talk about. Uh,
That's
but
it. Yeah.
but for now, that's the market update. And back to you, Mr. Ahmed, and your thoughts.
Yeah, you know what? I'm actually excited for the featured insight for this episode, how to make money with NFTs. So, I think I'm gonna go through the Marhaba update, and then I'm actually excited to listen from you because you have a lot more experience in NFTs than I do. So, I'm excited about that. Okay, so what's going on with Marhaba? We've been away from the making the videos. A lot of things have happened. We have um, got a lot of investor interest in the project. I'm gonna talk about a few right now. We have Contango, we have New Tribe, we have Shisha Finance. We have so many different organizations that are investing, and these are big investment, and these are big investors. New Tribe is not a small name. Contango is not a small
Huge.
name.
Your tribe is huge.
Yeah, these guys are big investors in the world of crypto and just in general. So you guys can go to our Twitter. You guys can check them out. We may even link all the postings in the description below. Read about them. Read about our partnership and our investments with them. I mean, them investing in Marhaba, more more of us, investing in them. But we're investing in them with the project, right? So very big news on that. At the same time, right now, pre-public sale round one is still going on. We are almost complete. Um, and the focus of the project is we're trying to keep the investors away from this round because we're trying to give it the real the everyday person, the middle class person a chance to invest in the project and grow with us. So we got about a few more percentages left, and if you're interested, this is probably the best time to jump in. We'll give the description on how to get involved also in the sorry, we'll give the links and everything in the description below on how to get involved. So there's also that to watch out for. Now, what is the price of this token? It's at 2 cents. It's a much discounted price than what it's gonna be at your IDO, and so it's indirectly kind of a given profit already. So just saying again, if you're interested, it'll be in the description. All right,
And
how
just
much
I'm
have
just
you
sharing my
raised?
screen with the link you shared
Yes.
before. There's a minimum
Uh huh.
purchase 500, maximum purchase 5,000. If you want to confirm that, Ahmed.
Yeah, yeah. So minimum 500 to 5,000 is what's available on the dashboard. But if you want to invest more than 5,000, you can email us and we can continue that conversation there. And the emails are given as business at marhabadefi.com. And then somebody from our team will, take you on, give you all the details, and be able to take you through the process through the email. So, how much have we raised so far? It's great. This is one of the questions that has been coming up. We've raised above 3 million from accredited investors, and I'm saying above because it's more than that, and I'm not allowed to say more because there's going to be reports coming out in regards to this soon also. So, inshallah, watch out for that. All right. So there's the dashboard. It's the pre-public sale. Jump on it if you're interested. Moving on. What's going on with the rest of the project? We've introduced a few more Telegram chats, so it's easier for people from all around the world to jump on and have a discussions with us in regards to Marhaba DeFi, in regards to halal DeFi solutions. So we've had Russian, we had Turkish, we had English, we had Arabic, but we just introduced Persian and we introduced Urdu and Hindi. So now we're pretty much covering almost all the regions. We are going to be maybe launching a few more languages, and then after that, we'll be covered with all the regions. So if you're somebody from those region and you wanted a chat which was in either in Urdu, Hindi, or either in Persian, then now it's available. You can go and have your communications, ask your questions, and somebody in your language will answer that question for you. I think even this part I should have done in Urdu or Persian, but yeah. So those are the updates in regards to our communication and the Telegram groups. Moving on swiftly to our token, we've actually worked with our designers and we've strategized or thought through what our token should look like in its physical form, or in its digital form, or in a 2D form or 3D form. And Moby, you want to kind of pop that picture
Yeah,
up
absolutely.
of
It looks
our
amazing. It's on my screen now.
yeah. Yeah. So this is also an update from our side as to what's going on with the token. This is what the token is going to look like, inshallah. And this is something that you can start looking into towards if you're wanting to put it on your social media, if you're wanting to put it on, share it with your friends. You can do that. You can go on our Twitter, and you can share it from there accordingly. All right. Now you guys are saying, okay, well, this is great. You guys are doing promotions. You guys are doing marketing. You guys are everywhere. Well, what's going on with uh, exchanges and coming on places like Coinmarketcap? Well, here's the good news. We are listed on Coinmarketcap now as an untracked, because we haven't done IDO yet. As soon as we do IDO, it will become a tracked listing where you can see the prices moving. But for now, you can go on CoinMarketCap and you can see that we're listed. And not all projects make it to CoinMarketCap. You have to be a project that they believe is something that's going to work out, which is going to be a long-term project. It's going to be a project for the community. So we've made it to CoinMarketCap. We're going to be also be making it to other places like CoinGecko, CoinSniper, CoinList, XYZ. It's a massive list of different websites. So we're working with them right now to get ourselves listed there. So some exciting things in regards to that. Okay, that's all promotion marketing. What's going on with the wallet, the Sahal wallet, and the Souk NFT? So, Moby, let's start with the Sahal wallet. If you want, you can kind of pop up the designs I sent to you,
Of
and kind
course.
of the sneak peek. Fantastic. Let me know when it's up, because then
Yeah,
I'll
yeah, it's
talk
up. Yeah.
accordingly. Fantastic. So you guys can see here, this is our production in regards to what the UI UX is going to look like. We are working with big designers, and we're trying to understand what a good user experience will be like for our specific audience. And so we're building this new wallet for you guys. So right now it's in the phase of back-end development and front-end development. After that, we will merge it onto the test environment, and that's going to be happening soon also, inshallah. We're looking for the wallet to be launched at least a soft launching in the early December stages. Inshallah, exact dates will be coming out as soon as we have some progress in regards to a full out testable product. So watch out for that. That will be talked about in this show, in upcoming episodes, on our social media, and on our Telegram also, so on our chats. Now we can move on to the NFT Souk. So
Absolutely.
you
Yeah.
guys can see, yeah, you guys can see here, similar design. We're keeping the branding similar across almost all of our platforms. You can see here, this is what the potential the Souk NFT marketplace is going to look like. It's a no code NFT marketplace, and it's going to be you're going to be able to sell and buy from different various other marketplaces also. So this is also in production, and inshallah, this is being scheduled to be released by end of November. So if you're interested in these two products, and I mean, there's going to be many more that come after, but before this year ends, we're trying to get these products out in the market for you guys to use and enjoy. And if you're interested in learning more about it, you can go read the white paper, or B, you can join our Telegram group, and we will be happy to entertain all your questions.
Yeah.
Moby, those are
Amazing.
most of the
Amazing.
updates for Marhaba. Any comments? Anything from your side? Any questions?
I mean, honestly, I just love, I always talk about Solana and everything. Like, I always talk about the fact that one of the biggest, I'm a marketer, so I always look for user experience. I look for what are people going to use. Not me and you, people who've been in this for years, and
Hmm.
understand
Hmm.
liquidity farming and mining and all this stuff. No, like the masses, right? So user experience
Hmm.
is a big deal for me. So as I was sharing my screen and as you were talking, Ahmed, the thing that makes me so proud of working with an organization like Marhaba is like just how seamless and beautiful everything is. Like you guys saw my screen earlier, but it's just the user experience is just really top notch. So I think the take up in terms of user engagement and people finding that ease of use to use this thing is going to be phenomenal.
Hmm.
One question I do have,
Yeah.
so that I love like the Souk NFT thing. It's kind of like it's pretty much like a halal open sea, isn't it? Pretty much. Now you said
Yeah.
buy and sell NFTs. does when you say
Mhm.
sell, like, is there creator tools there, or it's like if I have a halal NFT, I can sell it on that marketplace, or will it also let me create something, or is that something for future, maybe down the track?
Yeah, so we're gonna have a version one and version two, and this is already detailed out in our previous communications with our white paper. So if you guys are interested in learning more about which launch or which version will have what type of user experience available, or what type of services available, you can go into the white paper and go and get into the details of that. So it's in the white paper. Check it out.
Awesome. We'll link that as well, and you can see on my screen now the white paper, the light paper, the Sharia concept paper. We mentioned that
Hmm.
in the past, but we keep getting questions, and the answers are always in the documents. So definitely check those out, and we'll link
I
them
had a
in the
professor
description.
once. I had a professor once, and anytime you would ask him a question, you'd be like, "It's in the syllabus. It's in the syllabus." And from there, it just kind of became a thing. Also in my head, it's like, "Okay, guys, it's in the white paper. It's in the white paper." It's like, go read the white paper, and just like the professor would be like to us, "Go read the syllabus. Go read
Just
the
read the
syllabus."
notes.
And
Just
a
read
few
the
times,
notes. Yeah, yeah.
yeah, yeah, exactly. And sometimes it wasn't in the syllabus, so we caught him sometimes. Cat, Cat. Okay, so that is the updates from Marhaba side. And if you guys have more questions, you guys want to get involved, join our social media, message us on Telegram. We have a massive Telegram. Maybe I should also introduce this point. We've crossed 20,000 on our Telegram, so we're growing fast, and soon we will be launching our Discord also. So stay excited for that, and get involved so you guys can get the updates on ASAP basis. So yeah, that's the last little bit of updates. Moby, this is your time to shine. How can I make money with NFTs? Tell me, man. I want to make some money.
Yeah, man. So I look, you know me, Ahmed. I always talk about the fact, and like people who know me very well. I always sort of say, look, I'm not an expert. I think it's very hard for anyone to say they're an expert right now because the space is sort
Hmm.
of so new. But I have had some experience this year. I've definitely aped into a lot of projects. I've spent slash wasted a lot of times. And, let me kind of just share my screen again. I've had mainly success, right? So I'm just kind of sharing my screen now.
Hmm.
This is something I was talking to you about before, Ahmed, is my record currently is 4-2. So I'll talk about my losses
Hmm.
first. My first, and honestly, guys, like you win or learn, right? You win or learn. My first big NFT play
Exactly.
was the Raccoon Secret Society. I spent $1,200. I bought 10 of those stupid things. They are worth nothing. They are worth nothing. Like,
Uh-huh.
and this is why I'm so bullish on Solana, right? And why I was so excited. If you guys know me or you followed us for some time, Ethereum is my biggest holding. I'm a big Ethereum maxi, but I'm a huge Solana fan as well. But I don't want Solana
Hmm.
to overtake Ethereum because I'm going to lose all my money. But I don't think that's going to happen when you look at the on-chain metrics. If it does, that's one or two bull markets away. But anyway, it's
Hmm.
why I sort of love Solana so much. So for me to get rid of my raccoons, the cost of those is going to outweigh anything I would make. Right? They're probably worth like $5 or $10. But anyway, I learned from that experience is don't buy 10, don't buy 5, don't buy 4. These days now, and I'm going to get into tips, throughout this segment here, is if you find a project that you really, really like and you can mint, if you're lucky enough to mint one. Because the one thing I've noticed is time and time again, almost 9 out of 10 projects, the secondary market is where the opportunity lies to buy. Right, the secondary market
Hmm.
is where you have all these kids who buy this stuff. They don't know what they've bought, and they dump all this. It's just economics. It's supply and demand, right? You have a little bit at
Hmm.
mint, and no one has anything. So people try to get the mint, and people buy 5, 10, 20 of them, and they just dump them on the market, right? Sometimes,
Hmm.
yes, you do have projects where the secondary market price does not go close to the mint price, but you can still snipe a lot of opportunities there. And I'm going to kind of share some in a moment with you. So, yeah, my raccoons, they're useless. Corrupt Catz is one. I don't think I've spoken about on this show. I put an asterisk there because they minted at 2. They're currently at 0.35. That's a kind of TBD. I might talk about them a little bit later. Their floor price right now is 0.03. but I've got an asterisk on it. And the reason why I have an asterisk on it is I'm still part of the community. I'm still part of the Discord group. The mods are very active. They're always doing giveaways and prizes. And honestly, being a mod of a Discord group or NFT project that has dropped 70% in value has got to be the toughest job in the world, because you got to deal with all these people saying, oh, like, when's the floor price going to go up? When's the floor price going to go up? But anyway, they're my losses right now. But Sneaky Vampire Society, we spoke about that on this show before. They did very well. The Red Panda Squad is doing really, really well. Jungle Cats and DMT Metasaurs as well. They're doing quite well. I'm going to talk about Solchicks too in a moment, but actually, let me talk about it now. I put Solchicks in the jury's out column, and the reason for that is in the market update, guys. I was talking about the play to earn space, right? So Solchicks, and again, I'm sharing my screen. Solchicks is a play to earn fantasy game on Solana, right? Now, a lot of NFTs, when you start seeing things where everyone is talking about the same thing, everyone's talking about the same thing, they're doing the same thing all the time. We have this 2D game coming out, this 2D game coming out. Be very wary of that. Be very mindful of that, right? When you just sort of start seeing copycat projects all the time. This is not like that, right? So in my screen, you can sort of see here, like, the game is a very nice 3D Final Fantasy type of game. This project is backed by institutional investors as well, some big names. Again, on my screen here, they have a team of 50 plus team members. They're all doxed. Doxed means in the NFT space that they're not anonymous. People know who they are. I've checked these guys out. Again, do your own research, do your own sort of, research and that type of thing. But it's a very, very good project. This is not like one of those, we're going to release some shitty 2D game. This actually has really, really strong tokenomics. And again, not to spend too much time on this particular project, they also have like a give back as well for holders, discounts for holders, and they're launching their own token as well. So whether it's this one or whether it's Star Atlas, which is another blockchain based game, this space isn't going away. This is a growth area. And what I'm looking at right now is not just these profile NFTs, one after the other, a dog to a frog to a cat to a whatever, something that's a little bit different. So, they're sort of things that I'm definitely looking out for. So that's utility, right? Now, the other thing to look out for is community. So if I kind of go back to my screen here, so by the way, the Solchicks Discord group has 75,000 members as well. So that for me as well is also a very nice green flag. Probably a month ago, and this is the thing, Ahmed, they talk about this. They say a week in crypto is like a year in equities, right? Well, a week in NFT is like a year in crypto. Things move so fast. The space is so competitive. And in a previous episode, I might have said, I look for Discord groups with 7,000 to 8,000 fans in them. Now, these days, it's more like 20,000, right? And again, it's not about the quantity. It's definitely about the quality. Which takes me to my next tip with NFTs. With NFTs, if you find a project, Ahmed, so if I share one with you or your friend shares one or someone else shares one, join the group for about a week, right? Check them out. It's just common sense, guys. Check them out. Are they positive? Are the moderators posting every day? Are they sharing sneak peeks? What's their marketing plan like? Right? So look for that engagement as well. That's going to be really, really important. Now with Jungle Cats, right? Let me see. So Jungle Cats is this is one I asked you about, Ahmed. I told you about because you said to me, Moby, you don't share your NFT projects with me. I'm like, dude, here you go. Here's one. With Jungle Cats, they had a Discord group of about 40,000, right? And again, but it's about the quality as well. So join those groups. Now, the biggest problem you're going to find, Ahmed, with these groups that like there's ones that I've been part of that have had 100,000 fans, right? Is not everyone's going to mint, right? Like if you only release 5,000 NFTs or 10,000 NFTs, not everyone's going to mint. They're going to sell out, and your click is not going to beat anyone else's click. On top of that, people use bots to buy these things as well, so you're not going to win. But that's okay. That's fine. Like with Jungle Cats, the mint price was 2. And I picked up on secondary for 4. And let me go back to my screen again. I picked up for 4. When I told you about them, Ahmed, I think it was under 4, and now it's 4.7. So what I did was I missed the mint price. Again, people dump. And what you might find is, yeah, sure, this didn't go back down to 2. It didn't happen with this project because it's such a strong project. If you guys can see my screen, the artwork is just phenomenal. You look at the detail. This is quite funny, actually. I'm as I'm sharing my screen, I'm clicking on some of the NFTs and they say they're already sold, right? But anyway, you can see like the hair, the detail, the 3D generation. Like it's a very, very, very nice project, right? So my next sort of tip is when there is a dumpage going on, is look for rarities, right? So again, if I kind of go back to my screen here, Jungle Cats released a rarity sheet. A lot of projects in their Discord groups in the days leading up, or on the day, will release a rarity sheet, right? So for example, the one that I've got, if I can kind of go back to my little Jungle Cat, the one that I have is, if I can't find it, I can't find it. Oh, here we go. Yeah, you guys probably can't really see it per se, but here we go. He's got these snake eyes, which are rare. It's a rare trait. His hat is a rare trait. So that builds up the value, right? So yes, floor price is very, very important, but the traits, the rarity of the traits make it go up. So that one I picked up for about 4 Solana because people are dumping, right? So you open up the rarity sheet, you have a look at what sort of is rare, what's marked as rare, and it will say it's rare or not, and you can base your purchase off that. But also, and guys, this is common sense, base it on what you like, right? Like there's a whole bunch of projects, right? You know, that I've seen that I've thought, you know what? The organization is strong. The website looks good. The marketing plan looks good. The Discord group has 20, 30,000 people in it, but I don't like the artwork. And if I'm going to be stuck with something that could be worth nothing, I want to at least like the artwork one day. So this is a very, very subjective type of, thing. So guys, I know it's been a long show. I think this is a very valuable show. I think hopefully you guys get a lot out of this. I do want to talk about scams and what's been happening in that space. But before I do, Ahmed, I'll just take a pause here. Your thoughts, your comments.
This for me, I've been on the learning seat. I feel like I'm in one of the most advanced classes in school because they would never talk about NFTs and crypto. So no, I think for me it's been just learning, and I agree with you on quite a bit of the things that you're saying. Is that be part of the Discord groups. Not necessarily you're going to get in the first market, so do look in the second market. And some beautiful thing that people may not have understood here is that you had looked at the list of NFTs that are going to be more rare, and a lot of the people that might have gotten those rare NFTs sold them and not knowing that they were rare because they weren't part of those Discord groups. They weren't part of the discussion before, but you were, and you were able to kind of capitalize on that because you were informed. So just very important points there that you put out there, and I think it's very cool. Something that I'm going to probably do for sure when I'm jumping into these NFTs is that I'm going to be part of these Discord groups, and I'm going to know you and ask you all these questions. So yeah, it's good.
No, absolutely. And like, honestly, sometimes you might hear of one coming up a day or two from now. And if you don't have the time to research it, just leave it. Don't FOMO in. Like, do you know, if you find out about a project a day or two from now, say by the time you watch this episode and you like what I like about IMX Punks, and IMX Punks launches a day away and you don't have that time, don't worry about it. If you've got that doubt, you're really going to resent yourself because you don't believe in it. Like it might launch at like, I don't know, 0.02 Ethereum, whatever it is. And then it goes down to, 0.01 Ethereum. But because you didn't, just like crypto, like if you don't believe in it, you're going to have buyer's remorse. And then you're going to have paper hands, you're going to get rid of it. Do you know what I mean? So don't do that. Like do your research. And after a while, you just notice things. Like one thing I promise you'll see when you join these Discord groups, as soon as it mints, you have all these amateurs. Like they're like, oh, floor price is dropping, everyone hold and delist. It's like, guys, you guys are idiots. Like this happens, you guys are amateurs. This happens every NFT project. Like 80% of the time the project dips on launch and people just freak out. And that's when you snipe, right? It's same like crypto, when people are fearful, be greedy. Same thing. It's
Yeah.
like, when I shared my I guess my run sheet right now, Solchicks, right? When I bought my Solchick, it was for 3, and it was not a rare but an uncommon one. That one probably now is about 2, right? But I can live with that because the tokenomics are strong. They have institutional investors. And honestly, guys, again, do your own
Hmm.
research. You might look at the artwork and think the artwork is not that great. Do your own research. If you don't want to get it, don't get it. But they have like institutional. They have a white paper. They have a tokenomics document. Again, you have to do this research in your own time. But I'm like, yeah, man, I can wait. I can wait. I'm confident waiting because I believe in play to earn. So, but yeah, the
Hmm.
final thing I want to share, and be remiss if you guys have watched this far, don't stop, because this is probably the most important part of this segment is scams,
Hmm.
right? We all know scams are rampant in crypto and NFTs, but in NFTs, they have exponentially gone up to the point where
Hmm.
even if you're an experienced crypto trader and you haven't played with NFTs before, there's a chance you could fall for them. Honestly, they are
Hmm.
so good and so sophisticated and fast, you would not believe, right? So I want to share
Hmm.
one now on my screen just to kind of give you guys an example, right? So this is the Jungle Cats page, right? Again, if you're into Jungle Cats, I still think it's a good time to buy. For me, I feel like they're blue chip. They're the number one on Soul and Art right now. And I do think
Hmm.
it's not a bad time to buy. But anyway, you look at the website, and this is normal research you should be doing. Cool, blah blah blah. Again, right? Looks fine. Now I'm gonna click on another website. Right, this website is junglecats.io. I've just clicked on another website. It is identical. It is junglecatsnft.com, right?
Hmm.
So if I kind of scroll down, it is an exact duplicate of the first website I showed you. Nothing, even the links go to the right place, right? They go to the proper Discord, they go to the proper Twitter. What was happening when this
Hmm.
project went live was there's been a lot of spam and a lot of hacks in Discord groups right now. These guys started to direct message the audience. There was one situation where they even hacked in the official announcement channel and put out an announcement with the link, and a lot of people lost their Solana. This is why I say, guys, like if you don't have that time and research, you could get scammed. Because if you, this is the other reason too
Hmm.
why you join a Discord group 4 or 5 days before, because the mods will always tell you. The mods will always tell you that this is going to be our process. We're never going to DM you. This is going to be the link, or this is the channel where the link's going to be shared. For example, Ahmed, if I just
Hmm.
told you, and you were flying, right? You're flying back from Pakistan to Canada, and you've got a day to go, and you jump in at the last minute, and somehow this link gets sent to you. I wouldn't blame you for clicking on this link and buying through there. I wouldn't.
Yeah,
Like
it's very easy to be misinformed. I mean, look at the differences. There's very few.
it is the exact same copy. You can't even tell. And
Yeah.
so the final sort of thing, like again, Ethereum NFTs, I don't really mint on, but the IMX is one I'm definitely looking at because I can take advantage of the network effect of Ethereum. But there's a
Hmm.
scam that I'll share with you guys now. This is just on my Twitter, and you guys can follow me on Twitter as well. Is when
Hmm.
you mint on Ethereum. And again, you guys need to see my screen to sort of see this. This is another kind of gotcha. If you click on a mint link and it says sending ETH, that is a huge red flag, because when you mint, it usually says minting or contract allotment or something. It will say what the Discord group tells you. It won't say sending ETH. If you see sending ETH from a website, that means you're just sending your ETH to someone's wallet. You're not minting. So as and when these scams come up, as and when we learn things, any tips and tricks, guys, we're going to share with you, so you are in the right place. Do not go anywhere. We'll learn together on this journey, and I'm sure weeks from now I'm going to have even more learnings and even better tips as well in the NFT space. So I know it's a long one, but it's been a long time between halal drinks with us and you guys. Definitely follow us in the Telegram groups, comment, subscribe, do all those lovely things, and let us know you're here. Let us know you're listening. Let us know you're getting value, and tell us what you want to hear. But that's all from me.
Phenomenal, guys. There was another part I was gonna do, but I think there's nothing that can top Moby's NFT discussion. So those things will be shifted onto next week. There are also advice in regards to indexes and XYZ. So we'll push them onto next week. Guys, if you guys watched it up till this far, there's going to be a lot of important points that have been said. I would always say whenever you guys come on the show, just also get a notepad and note down important things. Now, that being said, we have talked about a lot of different projects, a lot of different tokens, a lot of different cryptos. At the ending of the day, this was non-financial advice. This was our personal experiences. We are in this industry, trading, buying, selling, part of different projects. So we're kind of giving you from our personal opinion, not necessarily advice. As always, do your own research. Be confident in every move that you will be making, and be confident in every project that you're investing in, because then you're going to be a believer of the project, and you're going to be in there for investments and also for your personal gain. So, as we end this off, as always, you gotta subscribe, share, like, hit that bell notification icon. Check out the telegrams, the social medias, the different chats if you're different languages: Urdu, Persian, Russian, Turkish, and XYZ. So jump on and be involved, guys. Be involved, and let us know in the comments what do you guys want us to talk about more, and what's your opinion about what we said. Do you not agree with us? Do you agree with us? Let us know. We're here to kind of find out, what the audience wants also, inshallah. Moby, I thought you're going to say something?
No, all good, man. All good. I'll let you. I've said enough. Thanks for your patience. I've eaten up a lot of the airwaves
Fantastic.
today, so yeah, I'm good, man. Ditto.
Fantastic. Well, guys, as always, thank you so much for joining us. I hope to see you guys next week. Take care. Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum.